Santa and his friends decided that they must fight back to prevent Mortimer from carrying out his evil plans. Each of the animals, elves, and people living there at the North Pole will try a different approach. But together, they will hold a contest to remind people how important Christmas is. One of the contestants is coming to visit.
So how are we doing with the applications for our contest?
We've gotten quite a few.
Good.
I think we should read some. This is from a young woman who received a Tiny Tears baby doll. She grew up and started a daycare center at her workplace.
That's interesting.
Oh dear. Kathy B. also got a doll, a Raggedy Ann doll. But Kathy couldn't wait to dye her hair red. So she used red ink, and it took months for it to grow out. What does yours say, Cadwallader?
Bobby J got a new bicycle and a helmet, and he has been accepted to compete in the Tour de France.
Wow.
Winona asked for and got a super set of Lincoln logs. Today she builds real log cabin homes. She says she's also partial to Tootsie Rolls.
Wally.
Wally, do you have another one?
Yep. Max received a harmonica and writes that when he learned how to play it, he joined a band. They haven't had a hit yet, but they have a happy time.
Very good.
Let's see. Elmo the Magnificent found a deck of cards in his stocking when he was 10. So he learned magic tricks. Nowadays, he supplements his income by being a con artist. Oh dear. He is an addition to the bad list, the naughty list.
Let's see, I have another one here. Oh, here's a nice one. Every year, Jerusha got a pair of mittens. So when she grew up, she started a program collecting coats for kids.
That might be the best one we've heard from at all.
Yes, these are really interesting, but I don't see how they're going to help us save Christmas. Come in, come in.
Excuse me. Hello, I'm Natalie Forrest. Are you Santa? Of course you are. Look at you. Your eyes, how they twinkle. And your dimples really are merry. And that beard, oh my. I have dreamed of meeting you ever since I was a little girl.
Welcome to the North Pole. We got your email saying that we were coming. We've been looking forward to meeting you.
Thank you. I came as quickly as I could when I read about your problems. I think I can help.
Oh, how's that?
Well, for many years...
I think I'll go in the kitchen and get a thing of milk.
So long, Wally.
For many years, I've been in charge of a company that deals with international issues. I'm very used to talking with leaders of cities and towns and even countries. Canada and Finland are very nice to work with. I've been to many meetings where we discuss property questions, and I am willing to represent you and the North Pole in any meetings that you may have with Mortimer or Leander where he is trying to pressure people into selling their land. And I believe we can block him in his bid to take the North Pole by eminent domain.
Oh, that's wonderful. Are you a lawyer?
Oh, no, just a business owner with a lot of experience, especially in government issues.
We appreciate any help that you're able to give us, Natalie.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Let's sit down and talk about the particulars.
Christmas is almost here, and Mortimer is talking about eviction on the 24th.
I have an idea about Mortimer that I'd like to share with you. Legos, craft kits, Play-Doh, tricycle, checkers. So little time. I really prefer getting letters from the children rather than emails. Many of the children send me letters inside the Christmas cards. They take more care when they write the letters. Some also send pictures, which are much better than selfies. The letters I've been looking through gave me an idea for Mortimer Oleander.
I imagine it's much easier to take care of letters in the archives and cards than emails. You can't download to the book. What's your idea about Mortimer?
Well, reading all the letters, children's letters, made me wonder, when's the last time that Mortimer received a card or a present? He doesn't have many friends who would wish him well, I think.
Kris Kringle, you didn't.
One of the joys of the Christmas season is to share greetings with family and friends, particularly those who live far away. Long before we had Facebook and Zoom, even before we had telephones, people communicated with each other at Christmas by sending special letters and cards to each other. As early as the 1700s, early notes called Christmas pieces were small sheets of paper decorated with Christmas symbols or flowers, similar to the decorated paper that people buy today for printing their recap of the past year. A short message was added to the Christmas piece before it was sent off to friends. Then, in England, in 1843, the same year that the Christmas Carol was written, John C. Horsley came up with an idea. He printed a picture of a jovial group of friends toasting the holiday season. He printed it on a cardboard backing and then hand-colored the image. It was the first Christmas card. He printed out 1,000 copies, and they sold in a bookstore. Many of the early English postcards looked more like Valentine's than Christmas cards. They showed flowers, birds, pretty girls, and children. Family scenes and winter scenes were also popular. Very few were religious. This particular one is quite rare because it combines Santa with the Christ child. Then, in 1875, a German immigrant named Louis Prang brought the process to America. He is often referred to as the father of the American Christmas card. Prang held competitions for people to design interesting postcards, and other manufacturers copied his style. He used other materials for the base of his cards. These examples are printed on celluloid plastic with a paper insert, on leather, and on silk. Around the turn of the century, the custom also spread to other countries. The silk pyramid is from Egypt, while the one with a young girl bringing a cradle to the Christ child is from Prague. As time changed, so did Christmas cards. Printing became more elaborate. Then personalized postcards became popular. And world events made a difference. This is a Christmas card mailed home by a soldier from Japan at the end of World War II. Today, Christmas cards can include all types of materials, such as trees made out of feathers and reindeer hooves shining with glitter. But they are all sent to friends and family in order to share holiday wishes.
What in the world did you send him?
Well, I'd rather not say. I'd like to see if it works or not.
Well, have you heard from Natalie?
Come in, come in.
Santa, I have good news. I've managed to tie up all the properties so Mortimer Oleander won't be able to get his hands on any of the land.
Wonderful.
Curses! Foiled again!
Natalie, why did you do that? Is that your application for the contest?
Well, sort of. When I was a little girl, I used to love to watch the night sky. Thank you.
You're welcome.
The stars were so beautiful. When I was 9 years old, I wrote to you asking for a telescope so I could feel even closer to the moon and the stars and the planets. We were very poor, and my parents could never afford a telescope, but oh, how I wanted one. On Christmas morning, I rushed downstairs, hoping with all my being that a telescope would be under the tree for me. But it wasn't. But I understood. I understand that you can't always have everything that you wish for. Later that morning, Dad and I got dressed to go out and shovel the driveway. When we stepped out onto the porch, there was an enormous package out there for me. It was my telescope.
Yes, I only had time to drop it off as I flew by.
Mom and Dad helped me put it together, and I spent hours and hours looking through it at the stars. I still use that telescope today.
What have you done since then, Natalie?
The telescope really did bring me closer to the stars, and it showed me that wishing for the impossible sometimes happens. I wanted to be even closer to the stars and the planets, so I studied and I worked. And I took business courses, and I studied and I worked, so I could build my own company, and that worked.
What's the name of your company, Natalie?
It's called SkyX. We build rocket ships that take people to the stars. This year, we're offering round-trip tickets to the moon. It shows what can happen when you wish and dream and combine it with studying and work.
Well, you definitely win the contest. But the North Pole trip is not much of a prize. You're here already.
What can we give you for a prize?
Oh, I don't need a prize. Instead, why don't we invite all your workers to celebrate the signing of some legal documents? And Mrs. Claus, perhaps you could bring refreshments. I understand your cookies are legendary.
Of course.
Here you go, Santa. We have quite a few agreements for you to sign.
Oh, good. Can you explain to all of us just what it is that we have here? It looks like a lot of deeds.
Deeds and other arrangements. Canada put their land in a conservancy to protect it. Denmark did the same thing with their land in Greenland. Russia agreed to sell their land. Finland did the same thing. The United States donated their land in the North Pole with agreements with Alaska.
That's lovely.
And most important of all, the North Pole has now been guaranteed an international ownership for the next 100 years
That's
under
wonderful.
your guardianship.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Natalie.
Where did the monies come from to purchase the land?
Well, my company made a good profit this past year, and I was able to buy all the lands that were for sale. Some of these deeds signed the titles over to Santa and Mrs. Claus. It's my gift to all of you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mortimer, we're glad to see you. Take off your coat and join us.
Excuse me, Santa. I just want to thank you for your lovely Christmas card and this wonderful gift. I do appreciate your good deed. You are so wonderful to share your Christmas spirit with me after all I tried to do to take the North Pole away from you. I can see that sharing with others at Christmas time is more important than trying to build a resort and a golf course here.
Thanks to Natalie, we won't have to worry about you trying to purchase the land.
I like your sweatshirt. It makes the reindeer look nice.
But wait, I think I might even be able to help Santa on Christmas Eve. Look.
Merry Christmas to you all.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
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 Merry Christmas.
This has been a difficult time, but the reindeer are back in the stables. The elves are busy with their last-minute wrapping, and I'm ready to hop in my sleigh as soon as my bag is full.
Yes, it is so good to realize that Christmas has come and our friends and family are here to celebrate with us. Merry Christmas, dear.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.